I just finished the main story for Crimson Desert, and I just want to give a review and just give my thoughts about the game entirely. I didn't do a one session impression like I want to do it every other game, but what I will say after putting over 100 hours into the game now is it was fun. It was a lot to it. Obviously, I'm nowhere near done. I got, the story now. You can see Cliff is old and he's aged. That's kind of cool to see. I had a lot of fun playing the game. There was a lot of exploration. Let me keep this pause so I don't really miss out on what's going on. And with me talking about pausing that so I don't miss what's going on is I want to talk about the story. I said I finished the main story, but it's not like there was really any story to it. Let's be honest. Like the story was like, it was enough for me. It was enough to like come back full circle. Like, hey, starts out as somebody does you wrong, you come back, you go on a quest to get powerful, and then go get your revenge, and that's exactly what happens. That was pretty fun. The combat was really exciting. I love that. With the combat, the controls of this game, they're a lot. Sometimes it's aggravating. With the buttons, there's multiple commands, there's multiple inputs with different outputs, all from the same input. So square can be jump, double jump, glide can be force palm punch, jump and thrust in the air, and just, different things. And you get used to those after a while, but sometimes you may find yourself making an error and, doing the force punch when you're just trying to thrust into the air, stuff like that. It can like invigorates you when you're just trying to search something and you're jumping. It's just annoying at times where there's multiple things that can be done off of one button depending on the scenario for that button being pressed. But after a while you get used to it, and then the combat system is vast. There's a lot of different moves that you can do with it, so you just kind of really got to get used to all the different combinations of buttons and stuff that you can do. So yeah, the buttons, I mean, they could be a little tricky, but you get used to them. There's a lot of different cool moves from some of the wrestling moves. Like RKO was by far my favorite. The clothesline. Come to find out, they got a jumping in the air, you doing a little body slam, doing like a 5-star frog splash. That is amazing. With all that being said, the buttons and the gameplay and the movement and everything, it didn't start out as great as, I mean, it was vast. There was a lot that you could do from the get-go, but it was a little wonky. Like, no matter what anybody says, like, a lot of people said that the game took a lot of time to get used to. With there being so much, the game took a lot. They had to show you a lot in that initial period. It took a good amount of introduction to really get you, because it is in depth. There's a lot of moves. They got to get you through it, and they got to really get you to understand. And even then, you still may not understand some. So it takes some practice. It takes some getting used to. But you learn to love it, and I definitely love it. There's still a lot more to do. Like I finished the main story. I still got the epilogue and prologue. So that's 2 more segments, and I still need to go back through and clear all the bosses. There's 77. I think I only have like 30. So I'm not even halfway done with all the bosses. So I still got to go and clean all those guys up. There's a lot of side content. I'm just glad to kind of be at a point where it's like, all right, I'm nearing the end. Like this man Ungla keeps talking to me, but I'm just glad to be at a point where I'm nearing the end, and because we got games like Lego Batman coming out in 007, I needed to get this game out of the way so I can actually genuinely enjoy those, and now I can come back in and complete some of this side quest stuff all on the side with me, mainly gaming on other games. Now I don't feel bad from taking a break from this and falling behind and missing out on it. The only complaint, like other than the story, I don't really have any complaints. I guess there was times where I got frustrated, like I said, with the input from the buttons and the puzzles. I'll be honest with you, I had to look most of those up. I had to cheat those and just find the answer. Those weren't enjoyable for me. There was a few I figured out and I'm like, oh yeah, I figured out, and you feel good. Like some of them may look complicated and somebody else may think they can't solve it right, and then you solve it, so you feel really good about yourself. And there's others that somebody, vice versa, they may feel really easy, and yet you thought they were challenging enough that you had to look up the answers. And a lot of them, once you get them figured out, once you find the answer, you realize like, oh, I was just going about it thinking it wrong. So they kind of attack your brain in different ways. But some of the puzzles, it's just like, I'm not there for that. Like I never played Zelda. I never was much into any of that stuff. So that was, sometimes that was just annoying, but like you could find the answers, so I kind of breezed through a lot of those. And now I mentioned how fun it was, and I mentioned some pros and some cons about the game. Beautiful game. I want to start giving credit to where credit is due. I think this is the most important factor of this game, and they did a phenomenal job. I want to shout out the entire Pearl Abyss team, anybody that was responsible for developing, maintaining, and putting forth any effort into this game, they need their credit. They did a phenomenal job. Like, that's an understatement. Like, they went above and beyond. They continue to go above and beyond. I've never played a game where I felt this heard. You know, they hearing everybody say like, oh, this needs to be fixed, that needs to be fixed, and they go about solving it. They bring forth solutions to even things that you didn't even know were problems. And the last thing that like really needed to be fixed for me was the movement. They do a huge update. And guess what? They add some pets and they add a little bit more things, more content, replayability with bosses. But then lastly, they improved something that made the movement even better, because there was like a little lag and it made the movement feel a little wonky. I didn't really like that latency due to the movement. During combat, there was no latency. He was on it, but it's just the traversing around, just regular movement just felt a little off, and they fixed something to where that feels a whole lot better now. I don't think it's 100% by any means, but it's definitely more enjoyable now. So huge shout out to the developers. They continue to go above and beyond. I could never be more grateful. They got a bonus, but they deserve even more. They, instead of 3,200, they deserve 32,000. Other games need to take note, and they need to realize like, hey, we need to make improvements on our game. When our fan base wants something, we need to go and get it. Like, that's how you're going to keep people around. That's how you're going to make people truly love the game even more. Overall, to give my final rating of the game, I'll give it an 8.5. I kind of teetered a lot from like 7 to 8.5 throughout the game, because there's times where, man, there's some highs and there's some lows. There's time where like you just something really suck and you're like, man, this game, man, oh my god, I get on my nerves. You know, it's just invigorating. Like, I don't like this game. You know, now I'm leaning towards a 7. Then there's times like, man, this game is really good. Combat's amazing. It looks beautiful. Man, we'll go 8.5. You know, so I think 8.5. Those are really good ratings for this game. I don't think this wins game of the year. Like, I played Pragmata, and that is like, I feel like that's a contender for the game of the year. I heard Resident Evil was good. I want to check that out. But right now, the game I'm most excited about, and the game that the way it's looking, it might be a contender for game of the year. That's going to be Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. I'm ready for that to drop May 22nd. Let me know what you're going to be playing and what you're most excited about. And lastly, let me know your feelings on Crimson Desert. Did you enjoy the game? Are you still currently playing it? What games are you most excited about to come out soon? Like I said, I'm going to be on that Lego Batman here shortly, followed by 007. Then we got Black Flag. It's a lot of games dropping. UFC 6. I'm going to check that out. And I'm going to be live streaming all this stuff. So make sure you tune in. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, everything. Links all below in the description. I appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time. Peace.